Part of the reason they were able to call it so fast is because there was just such a big gap in votes. Check it out right now. Cheri Beasley has more than 460,000 votes ahead of her second place challenger. On the Republican side, you can see all of the triad going for Ted Budd. I mean, we knew that he would do well in Davie County, his home county where he lives on a farm with his wife, Amy, taking 70% of the vote there. But even in Mark Walker's stronghold, Guilford County, Ted Budd took 46% of the vote. And when you zoom out across the entire state here, look, there's only one county in the state where Ted Budd did not win the county. That's Mecklenburg County. Pat McCrory used to be the mayor in Charlotte. That would be why he had such a stronghold there. Even there, look at how Ted Budd performed, only 77 votes behind Pat McCrory.
Ben, thank you. Again, just more than a dozen minutes to wrap up this race tonight. Congressman Budd is holding his victory party in Bermuda Run in Davidson County.
WFMY News 2's Grace Holland joins us live there now. And Grace, how is he feeling about tonight and the months ahead?
Ted Budd is heading into the general election, as you guys have said, with nearly 60% of the vote from today's Republican primary. And during his speech tonight, he focused a lot on economic issues like inflation. He also spoke about how he wants to be able to put a stop on President Joe Biden's agenda if elected to the Senate. He actually combined those two ideas, saying that he wants to put a stop to Bidenflation. Now, supporters gathered here to cheer him on in Bermuda Run in Davie County, where he lives. Budd thanked his family, supporters, and his fellow Republican frontrunners. Budd believes his 100-county tour, speaking directly to voters across the state, made the difference in the campaign. He says he doesn't plan to change his strategy heading into the general election, facing Democratic candidate Cheri Beasley.
So I'm still the same person. I was Ted Budd then, I'm Ted Budd now, and the America First agenda wins for everybody. I don't think you have to change a lot, so I'm still going to be the same person then as I am now.
And Budd took a shot at his new opponent in November. He called Beasley the most radical liberal candidate to run in North Carolina.
All right, so Budd, of course, will be facing Democrat Cheri Beasley on the November ballot. She celebrated the win in Raleigh tonight.
Yeah, WFMY News 2's Kevin Kennedy is there now. Kevin, this was a landslide win for her.
Yeah, absolutely. A very big landslide and certainly a very excited Cheri Beasley tonight. We are outside what was the Democratic Watch Party. We're outside because the party wrapped up about an hour ago, because that's what we've been talking about. The big news came down about 8 o'clock. That's when Cheri Beasley was declared the Democratic nominee for U.S. Senate. Beasley now one step closer to making history as the first black U.S. Senator from here in North Carolina. Now, when accepting her party's nomination earlier tonight, she thanked her family, her team, and voters. Beasley told the crowd on hand that she plans to focus on affordable health care, creating well-paying jobs, and funding our schools, telling the crowd on hand, now is the time.
North Carolina, this is our moment. In this moment, we have the power to bring change to this state. In this moment, we have the power to restore our values to our government in Washington. In this moment, we have the power to protect our rights.
While Beasley went in tonight as an overwhelming favorite, she will go into November as a bit of an underdog in the general election. We're live in Raleigh. I'm Kevin Kennedy, WFMY News 2.
Well, things did not go Pat McCrory's way tonight. The former governor managed just 24% of the vote, a few 100,000 votes behind Congressman Budd, just over 100,000 ahead of Mark Walker.
McCrory hoped to get a win while at his event in Charlotte tonight, but he will walk away empty-handed. WFMY News 2's Avery Powell was there when McCrory addressed the crowd following his defeat.
A disappointing loss tonight for former Governor Pat McCrory. The race called before he even arrived here at Selwyn Pub in Charlotte to meet his supporters. McCrory was raised in Guilford County, but Charlotte is special to him. He was the city's longest serving mayor, and now he says this is it for his time in public service.
Life is a full circle. I started 3 blocks from here in public service running for the city council, and I end here in public service with my friends and colleagues that will be my friends and colleagues forever. I love you.
McCrory did go on to congratulate Congressman Budd and Sherry Beasley, who won the Democratic nomination. As for what's next, he says he hopes he still has a voice in Charlotte, the state, and in the nation.
The number 3 vote getter in that Republican primary for U.S. Senate, Mark Walker. He's a familiar name for folks in the Piedmont Triad. Of course, he was the congressman for District 6 up until last year.
Yeah, Walker got the second most votes in the GOP primary behind Congressman Budd. WFMY News 2's Jenna Kurzina was at Walker's Greensboro watch party tonight.
Mark Walker ended his night here in Summerfield with his supporters. The race was called shortly after the polls closed. Walker says him and his team left nothing on the table after learning that frontrunner Ted Budd won the Republican nominee for the open Senate seat. Walker's wife, along with his parents and other supporters, shared how proud they were of Walker's campaign. As for Walker, he says he called Budd to congratulate him and says he will support him moving forward. He also says he will have a tough race against the Democratic nominee, Sherry Beasley. Walker says although he's disappointed, he has no regrets.
We're grateful for the people throughout North Carolina that said no matter the odds, we trust Mark Walker to do the right thing, and we're grateful for it. That's my first impulse. As I process this a little bit more, you'll probably go through different emotions, frustrated at some point, but I'm just grateful to have the opportunity even to pursue such an opportunity.
As for Walker, he says he has no plan B at this time. Reporting in Summerfield, Jenna Kurzina, WFMY News 2.